What has changed? I think maybe my hunger. I really want to win matches and, you know, be as good as the players I see on TV. I knew that I was in the top half, so I was like jokingly, I was like, well, it's not like I'm playing Iga. And then everyone got quiet, so I was like, oh.
She's a great player with great experience, and she already played, you know, so many important matches that it's not like she's gonna, you know, crack under pressure.
It's going to be a lot of fun, a very big honor. Of course, she's a defending champion, so her emotions might be a little different than mine, but yeah, I just think of it as a very big challenge. I definitely do feel like it's a test to see where I'm at, but I wouldn't say I have low expectations of myself. I'm a person that kind of thinks I can win every match that I play, so that's kind of gotten me this far. Well done, thank you.
La première joueuse à entrer sur le court a remporté 7 titres dans sa carrière, dont 4 en Grand Chelem. Elle revient après une maternité. Voici la japonaise Naomi, Osaka. Son adversaire est numéro 1 mondial. Elle possède également 4 titres en Grand Chelem. Elle se fait aussi 3 Roland-Garros. La tenante du titre polonaise Swiatek.
So, a match-up from the moment the draw was made. Days ago, people have been talking about the possibility of it. This is, of course, just the second round of the draw, but it's the way things are. The title holder, defending champion Iga Swiatek, to take on former world #1, someone who's won as many Grand Slam titles as her at this point in 4. It's Naomi Osaka, her opponent here, 134 in the rankings, of course, but it's a matchup on paper that has got a lot going for it. 2 of the biggest stars in the women's game going head-to-head here. Just waiting for #1 Swiatek here to make her way forward for the formalities and the spin of the coin. Great buzz around Court Philippe Chatrier for this one. These 2 stars of the sport about to go head-to-head. Swiatek favoured, of course, but Osaka with that star quality. She possibly trouble the pole here. Under the roof, of course, as well, continuing to be very wet outside.
Hello ladies, so we have Simo and Maya with us today. So can we please start with a picture with the 2 of them, please? Just thank you very much. Okay, so a few reminders. If we get to the final set tiebreak, it's a 10-point tiebreak. On that court, we have the clock in front here, and on the scoreboard, time start after announce the score in French. For the towel boxes, Naomi, you have the orange one, and Iga, you have the blue one. Do you have any questions? No? So do you want player or ball?
Sorry?
Player or ball?
Player.
Player is called. Go. Player.
I'll serve.
Serve?
I'll stay.
Stay. Good match.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So those formalities out of the way, and we can settle in here. Before we begin, of course, confirmation of the weather conditions. We have the roof outside. It's very wet, and it's been that way all day. And it's causing some issues, I think, for the organisers now, because we are at the second round stage. There's a lot of matches to play at this stage, but nothing going on just here and on Long Glen. The focus at the moment. Guy McCree and Nick Brown preparing to take you through this. Nick, great to work with you again on this one. It's got a lot going for it on paper. I mean, we start with Iga Swiatek. No issues in the first round, really, with Leo Jean-Jean, and that's been the case, really, through the clay swing for Iga.
Yeah, it is. Well, this is the time of the year that she looks forward to, because obviously she was brought up on clay. It's her best surface by a mile. She moves so well. She has to, for me, she's got the best defense in women's tennis at the moment, and obviously that is a big part of her game.
Absolutely. Naomi Osaka here. The narrative generally really interesting, coming back, of course, from maternity leave and everything else. But what have you made of her on clay so far? Because she's actually played all the lead-ups, and she played against Bronzetti in the first round. What are you making of her right now?
Yeah, I have to say, you know, she's actually started to improve on the clay. Quite a couple of years ago, she made it quite clear she didn't enjoy playing on clay. She hit the ball very flat. Not too much patience to be able to construct the point, which obviously the attributes you need when you're playing on clay courts. And you know, she actually in Rome a couple of weeks ago, she actually started to put the jigsaw together a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. She's been spending some time training at Rafael Nadal's academy as well, really embracing the surface a little bit more perhaps than she did in the past, I think. And I think, look, so much of it's in the mind, isn't it? No one doubts her ability to strike a tennis ball, but yeah, seems to want to embrace the challenge of playing on clay.
Yeah, and you know, I think she's not going to dramatically change a game to play on clay, but there's certain adjustments you have to make in terms of the margins, playing with a little bit more spin sometimes to be able to use the surface is in your favour.
You saw there previously, of course, to her time off the tour. Third round on 3 occasions in Paris, but a different, yeah, as we say, different kind of sense around her where she is now. Of course, so much has been written and spoken about that coming back to the tour. We talk about the longer game with this as well. We always look at head-to-heads and everything else here. I mean, is there anything you can pick the bones out of that? I mean, they haven't met, of course, for a little over a couple of years. It's one each on that, but they've not met on clay. Either of those two previous meetings are both on American hard courts or North American hard courts. Swiatek, I guess, huge, even bigger favourite with the surfaces, even with the roof on.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. You know, when Iga first played her, it was in Toronto around 5 years ago, and obviously Iga's a totally different player than she is now. You know, with the confidence she had of obviously winning those 4 Grand Slams, being world #1 and being so dominant on this surface, you have to say that she's pretty hot favourite to win this match.
Yeah, that's the big appreciation as well from this crowd that well, popular wherever she goes, but particularly here with what she's done over the last few years, going right the way back to that COVID-affected Roland-Garros, September of 2020, where she broke through. She's won it a couple of more times since then. There is the head-to-head that we've just been referencing there. That last meeting, the finals of Miami, where, of course, Osaka on the hard courts surface, but that was 4 in love that day. Osaka having won in Toronto in 2019, as you say, around a 16 encounter, 6 and 4. But I mean, Swiatek, that's almost another time. She's 65 in the world, just coming up. You knew her very, very well at that point, of course, involved in the development, Nick, but lots happened since then.
Yeah, I worked with her for the best part of 4 years with a previous coach. And, you know, she hasn't changed at all in that time. The success has not changed her as a person, which is great to see.
Well, it's a match on paper that promises much here. You look at it in terms of the women's game, and more generally here with two four-time Grand Slam champions about to go head-to-head here. Former world #1 in Naomi Osaka against the current best player in the sport in Iga Swiatek, defending champion. Let's see if it lives up to that big billing here. Osaka here to get this underway. Guy McCree alongside Nick Brown here on Chatrier to take you through this. Talk about the paper. On paper, it looks really, really good. But no question here, Osaka has got her work cut out. Nice touch there, though, coming forward. She's talked about it, Nick, here. I mean, there's no getting away from the fact Swiatek's on this 15-match win streak. She's been outstanding in the clay swing. Osaka is looking at it and thinking, right, this is a test to see where I'm at in the comeback. But she was at pains to point out as well, I naturally are going to every match, and I feel like if I can play my best, I can win. There is that, but there is that overriding thing of, right, this is a great opportunity against the best player, undoubtedly, in the women's game on clay, if not generally as well. Let's see where she's at.
Well, that's what she's got to contend with. One of the best returners in the game. No doubt about that. Good example here of Iga striking the ball well.
Yeah, if it's a test of where she's at, it's a pretty tough one, fair to say. Takes a look down at that line, Osaka. Really taut in the chair.
30-40.
Early difficulties here. Early break point for the pole.
Let, premier service.
What are kind of some of the keys for you? We can focus a lot on, and we can do on Iga Swiatek, what she does. But for Osaka, in this matchup, in these conditions, anything you're kind of looking out for particularly, other than it's just got to be an outstanding performance to try and topple the pole? Oh, good hands. From Swiatek.
Yeah, it's a great volley that was. Yeah, I think from Osaka's point of view, I mean, one key factor in this match is, you know, she's going to have to serve well. High percentage of first serves, try and get a lot of free points in that respect. And for me, be looking to try and keep the points a little bit shorter rather than elongate the rallies. The longer the rally goes, you have to favour Iga.
Premier service.
Yeah, about the longest rally of this opening game. As you say, kind of backing up your point, that Swiatek was able to turn it round.
Avantage Osaka. Osaka.
Poor finish to that game where she had to save an early break point, Osaka.
Premier jeu.
Yeah, because I mean the thing is, back on your point about the serve of Osaka, we know that on the quicker surfaces on the hard courts, but here at Roland-Garros, here under the roof and everything else, I mean she can hit through with that shot. She's got enough to be able to get those cheaper points.
We've seen a couple of big first serves already. 189 there. A couple of free points. One of her big strengths as a serve, and obviously that first shot to back it up.
Au service, Iga Swiatek.
Defending champion then to serve for the first time in this one. Surprising Swiatek with that.
0-15.
Great accuracy with a double-hander there from Osaka. Catching the outside line.
Straight back at it.
15 ans.
Already taught here down this time to check the mark, and it's just long from Swiatek. It's funny, we were talking about it before coming on air here for the match. Here with Swiatek's service as well, kind of get your thoughts going on with this, because it has been an area, and there's so many good things about this game. It's been so successful, Pole's got, but the serve's been an area they have looked to develop, looked to make some amendments, alterations technically.
Yeah, I think when Thomas Swiatek started working with her, they tried to work a little bit, trying to get a little bit more rotation, to develop a little bit more power, a bit more variation, a bit more swing on the ball. Certainly been working on the second serve, getting a little bit more kick. And obviously, getting the heavy topspin on the clay court is a big advantage. Ironically, having changed the action quite drastically before the start of the year, it's gone to this very short action, which is a little bit baffling, I have to say, because It's kind of getting very little rotation now at all, and the ability to be able to swing the ball through the air. And this is when she can get trouble in matches a little bit, when her first serve, obviously, percentage goes. She kind of loses the rhythm.
This is really good from Osaka. It has to be said to begin. She's keeping a really good length on her rally ball, Nick, and purpose as well to it.
Yeah. She's trying to take the game to her opponent. See her court position. She's trying to also try and stay up on that baseline as much as possible.
Her turn to have an early break point here, Osaka. It's that,
40.
yeah. Not quite, but I mean, the intent is there.
Osaka thought she'd hit a winner there.
Yeah.
She's a little bit confused by the situation.
Yeah, Swiatek was very clear that it was long. Already taught is going down. Yeah, confirming that it is just long. Swiatek was very confident there. And there you go. That's why.
Exactly. Eagle-eyed at every occasion.
Avantage, Swiatek.
Any test on serve for the pole. She passes it very solidly.
Un jeu partout.
What's that like, kind of making that back on, just finishing up on, I mean, we'll see her serve a lot more, but you're talking about there that change as well, because I mean, this is a game style, everything else. That's been incredibly successful all round, but you're obviously constantly looking to add things. It's quite a fundamental change there, though, they've gone with, that they've made there.
Well, it is on serve, I have to say. And, you know, you look at her game overall, and of course I know it so well, having spent so much time with her. Used to come and train in Cambridge, used to come and stay at my home. My wife used to say to me, who's turning up this week? I said, well, you know, Iga's coming with her coach. Oh, that's okay. She's like running a bed and breakfast, you know, for all the tennis players arriving. But no, I mean, you know, it's interesting. I mean, you look at a game from a tennis perspective, and you can see so many areas still that she can improve.
Utterly frightening for the rest of the WTA, that observation.
Zéro 30. Let, premier service.
probing away again here, looking to make her move now in a big way. The defending champion.
That's a great point once again. Looking for the dry volley just to finish off her good work.
Yeah, one break point in Osaka's first service game. 3 more here for Swiatek. Straight through, and there is the first break. Tested in those first couple of games, Swiatek, but now breaks Osaka for the first time. 2-1 lead with it.
Reprise.
So first break of serve in this one, a quarter of an hour in. Swiatek making the first meaningful move of this meeting of 4-time major champions. With that break, Swiatek 2-1 on Osaka first set. Oh, barely a move there, made a cross from Osaka to that one.
Yeah, as soon as the ball drops slight shoulder length, look, Swiatek looking to change the direction straight away.
Merci. Trente 0.
Clever again, with serve and quickly in onto it, Swiatek.
40 0.
Yeah, just taking a little bit of pace off that first serve there. Quickly up to the short ball.
Yeah, 152 on the speed gun that, but it was just the placement. Structure of the point's so good.
Swiatek.
Again, slower pace serve there, 150, but Osaka can't make the return.
Swiatek mène 3 jeux.
Quickly there, backing up the break, Swiatek. Quite quiet in here now after the start, first couple of games. Osaka's challenge here to try and ignite the crowd here with some of the play that she's capable of, the way she played in the first couple of games of the match. Not so much since then. Yeah, it's a problem she just slipped out of that as well and couldn't recover. Osaka, she was giving her best. The problem is when you open up to Iga's forehand like that, it is, you're taking a risk with that play.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the key factors from Swiatek's perspective is the forehand. When she's getting the racket around the outside of the ball, which is, of course, when you're playing on slightly slower courts like you're on clay court, she's able to create that angle. And with the spin, take your opponent off the court a little bit further.
Shorter ball, flatter. And the hit from Osaka does the damage. Second ace of the game and match so far for Osaka. You pointed out, Nick, that she needs that, not just the aces, but a lot of cheaper points behind the first serve. Good start, actually, in terms of the number of first serves she's been making. I know she missed that one, but above 70% early stages. Good counter there as well. Didn't look favourable, but finding a way through. Just the one break then so far. Swiatek 3-2.
Reprise.
Iga Swiatek then up an early break here, riding this rather impressive, it's been a career really at the top of win streaks, dominance. Lots been made of it, hasn't it, about in the dominant figure on clay, but I mean, you can extend that overall. You look at the last 2 years, you spent 8 weeks out of the #1 spot.
Well, she created a legacy for herself last year, didn't she, by winning the French Open for the 3rd time out of 4 years. Who knows what the future holds?
15-0.
Yeah, I think members of the media have already been trying to label her the queen of clay overall, and she's been making the point rightly. I mean, but I mean, it's something that could happen in the future. I mean, she's setting herself up for it. You know, Rafael Nadal wasn't the king of clay when he won it 2 or 3 times. I mean, at that point, it's something that he earned. She's setting herself up that way. It's a possibility. It's possible. A lot of different things, obviously, can happen to prevent that sort of, not necessarily 14, but you know, the sort of numbers that would warrant that title. She just seems as well, I mean, you talked about her personality and everything, you know, worked with her, but it just seems like from when she won here, 2020, everyone you speak to, she just basically hasn't changed in terms of her hunger, you know, the mentality generally, and her personality. Because personality is absolutely massive in terms of trying to maintain dominance.
Well, I'll track it back to when she was a little bit younger, when I first met her, which was here, but in the junior event, when she won the doubles with Katie McNally, made the semi-final of singles. Came to Junior Wimbledon, that's when I started helping her. Never played on grass before in her life. Turned up, 2 days practice, draws the #1 seed, wins it in 3 sets. So I said to her, how are you enjoying grass now? You know, it's great. Oh, I don't like grass, don't like grass. The end of the week, she doesn't drop a set, wins the tournament. How do you like the grass? Oh, I really love playing on the grass now, of course. But during that process, you could tell that she was able to absorb information, take it on board, and tactically make those adjustments to win. And that in itself was telling me that, you know, not only she was an intelligent player, but able to turn situations round, win matches, and find solutions to problems when you're facing an opponent that's causing them.
Well, she had some of those you talk about in the first couple of the games, the way Osaka started, but since then has stamped her authority on this. Osaka, though, maintains those qualities to make it difficult.
Well, we know she's a great ball striker. She showed us that when she won the US Open. Big off both sides.
Just the pace through a bit flatter, but at the angle as well from Osaka. Really good.
She held a court position once again really well there. Got a weight on the front foot and just extended through the ball there. Good acceleration with the left hand. It's always the key when you're hitting a double-hander. You've got to have a strong left arm.
Let second service.
Initially, a good return from Osaka once again, going hard down the middle, but eager just absorbing that ball and hitting straight back at her opponent.
Not this time for Osaka. That play earlier in the game.
Swiatek men 4-7.
Holding on to the break here, first set. Quite humid as well. A few of the players have talked about that again this time under the roof. Swiatek working up a sweat there. It's just as it goes on, kind of feeling we've seen here 30 minutes in, Osaka's been in most of these games, but just as it goes on, you just, when the rally goes mid to longer length, over the long haul of the match, my feeling is, that's a big miss hit there on the first serve, just feeling, can she win enough of those? Nagging doubt. However well she plays, I think she started decently here. And shorter points, no issue. If she, as you've pointed out, first serve is percentage is kept high. I mean, she's high 60s, very, very high 60s at the moment. That's fine. But those longer rallies.
Yeah, that's why she wanted to try and keep the point short. You know, she's been very successful in that so far. She'll have that in the back of her mind.
Ooh, very delicate.
Well, good speed of foot as well to pick that one up. Shows you how confident she is. Really up for this match.
Wasn't in the best position there, so that was very well picked up. To manufacture the winner in those circumstances, Osaka.
Man, this is a fantastic shot. Full stretch, being able to keep the balance, the forehand down the line. Great little camera angle to see that position there when she hit that ball.
Impressive service game that from the Japanese. Still trailing by a single break here to Swiatek in this opening set. 4-3.
Reprise.
A little over half an hour in then, and Iga Swiatek up a single break, but not running away with this by any stretch at the moment. Naomi Osaka playing very nicely to begin this one as well, despite being down a break. Some very good moments from her. Those first 7 games. The new balls here for Swiatek at 4-3.
15-0. Trente 0.
There's a lot from Osaka, the far end of the court from us, really just geeing herself on here. Okay, with the miss, right? This is the way to play. This, as you've been suggesting, this is the way I've got to play. You've got to. She's a naturally ultra-aggressive player, but sticking to that approach, that mentality, in spite of the errors.
Yeah, I mean, she's bringing her game really, which is really a hard court game, to a clay court. And you know, some players, that's what they have to do to be competitive on this stuff. I think sometimes you know, if you get caught in two minds and trying to change your game too much, you go away from your core values and your strengths of actually winning points.
We've seen players with a hard court style prosper here over the years as well. I mean, obviously, I mean, not too much to say that being able to slide naturally on the surface is advantageous. But it's not, if you don't have that quality, it doesn't mean you can't do well. Obviously, in addition to everything else, Swiatek can do that as well as anyone. Slide beautifully. When she's able to get set, Osaka, we've seen what she can do.
40-30.
As we said before, it's just about feeling comfortable, more comfortable on the surface as well. And then, you know, the fact that she's spending more time on it, played all the major lead-ups, which when she was #1 in the world and everything else, you know, she was for various reasons not playing that number of clay court tournaments. Ooh, that's surprising. How often you see that?
40.
Yeah, just kind of double-guessed herself there. Looked like she was going to play the drive volley. Allowed the ball to drop, give it a little bit more time to think about the shot, really.
Merci. Wait, please. Prends la balle, s'il te plaît. Avantage Osaka.
Go back to that. Talking about that miss in the forecourt from Swiatek. Could turn out to be costly. Great back point for Osaka. bit tentative there, Swiatek. And Osaka punishes her for it. The Japanese here breaks back first set.
Really good response from Osaka there. Great returning, particularly threatening Swiatek's second serve once again.
It's the streak she's put together. Started with that very good service game to stay within a break, and now breaking the pole serve for the first time in the match. That's number 3. First serve percentage you highlighted early on to track, 69% still, getting towards the end of the first set.
30-0.
Didn't have to be there. I mean, anywhere. Section of the court was good enough, probably.
Yeah, anywhere in that down the line would have been good enough to win the point.
Full of respect, you can see that. I mean, for all opponents, but here, what Osaka's brought here, what she possesses as well. I mean, that's the reactions from Swiatek there. Knows she's in a match.
Yeah, and she knows she's got to commit to the shot. A little bit tentative, like you say, in the game before on the forehand side. No mistake that time.
It's not often a word you'd use to describe Swiatek in her play. Tentative, but yeah, right, we're agreed. It was kind of apt in the previous game. Yeah, no hesitation here. The point she's putting together, Swiatek, first class.
30-40.
Yeah, that's a good point from both players here. You've got plenty of options here. Could have played the drop shot, actually, but looked once again just to rip the winner.
Opportunity here to re-establish the break. Hung there, didn't it, for the forehand that time? Not much pace on it.
Just didn't quite drop the racket up and down to get the ball, play with the margin. Sometimes quite tricky when the ball just got no pace on it. You've got to generate everything.
And win for set, you saw there. Be pleased, really pleased with this from Osaka.
Avantage Osaka.
This impressive body of work in this opening set continues from Osaka, saving that break point. And as a result, she's first to 5 in the opener.
Reprise.
Well, this is how we stand here, 3/4 of an hour in, on the serve in this opening set. Swiatek, the defending champion here, just missed out on a break point. Business to attend to here with Naomi Osaka serving to stay in this opening set. A little bit of tension there. Point of this service game, collapsing on that second serve, the pole. Talked, didn't you, about these changes, you know, the big change in her game with the serve as well. When you come into these pressure situations, serving to stay in a set. In terms of that technique, execution. Nicely done. I wondered about the serve in the first place, actually, but it was good.
Yeah, of course, you know, any kind of imperfection you have in your technique gets exaggerated under pressure. And the serve, because there's so many moving parts, the most difficult part of learning tennis really is to serve properly and serve consistently well, develop into a weapon. So many moving parts. If they're in the wrong order, it's going to break down. So tactically there, you know, going into the body, Osaka's been hitting big off both sides, so once again, just showing where she's at mentally in terms of thinking what to do with the serve, where to go with it.
You can see she's a little bit tense here, Swiatek. Normally, you're not at the top of the rankings and done what she's done without being able to handle these situations. There is some discernible, evident tension there so far in this game. Osaka, 2 points from the set. Even closer now. Defending champion facing a set point here against her. Set point for Osaka.
Merci, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Avantage, Swiatek.
As she's done throughout so far, Osaka really trying to nail that.
Yeah, just a little bit too eager there, just kind of snatched at that
Yeah, I was
return
about
because
to
she's
say.
in a good position. Ball was right in the comfort zone there on the racket.
Merci.
Just need a little bit more calmness for once with it, because the opportunity was definitely there. Did sit up. Not too much.
Swiatek.
The chance comes and goes for Osaka there. Swiatek survives that
5 jeux partout.
set point to keep it going. There's that Swiatek team, of course. Talked about the Osaka camp a few times, win for 7, all of them, but they look quite tense as well there with that particular game.
Yeah, well, they would do. They're living every single point of every match she plays. Because that's what it's like. The life of a coach.
Rests any easier
Yes,
moments
zero.
like that for Osaka as well.
Well, that's tremendous angle. Once again, you can see the left hand working through the ball. And that racket head right around the outside to create that angle.
Zero.
Well, I don't think you thumped it at Swiatek there. Fortunate maybe, but turned into a really good area of the court to respond.
35.
Yeah, good response. Great return to serve. Good response from Osaka. A little bit of self-defense in the end from Swiatek there, just to shovel that ball back in the court. Not a bad option going short. Not seen any really kind of subtleties in this game so far from Iga.
Beautiful return. Area she found again, the angle. So good from Swiatek.
30.
Yeah, loads on the left leg there. Open stance on that backhand. Perfect response.
Easy 1-8-2. It's that easy power of Osaka. Evidence again. has always had that. Osaka in front again at the back end of this opening set.
Osaka mène 6 jeux à 5.
This time it's 6-5.
Reprise.
Getting towards the hour here. This is really tight, really competitive first set here, involving the defending champion, world number 1, Iga Swiatek, and a fellow 4-time major titleist, Naomi Osaka. Those who thought this was going to be a cakewalk for Swiatek on clay here at Roland-Garros, well, they're being surprised by this scoreline. Oh, that underlines how well she's played in this first set, Osaka. Absolute perler.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that. Forehand outside the court, absolutely laser-like down the line.
She was very tense, understandably, in her previous service game. Remember, Swiatek to save that set point. There's the testing times again as well. There's the team, Tomas Viktorovski, coach, and the rest of them. They're matching that kind of tense demeanour. Know that she's in a real match here at the moment. In the balance.
Well, Osaka once again just going for a little bit too much on the return. Quite clear to see what a game plan has been so far. All out aggression.
Great work, open up, match with a decent volley. The work at the net, again there under pressure. Swiatek nails it.
Yeah, nice combination, going back behind the opponent with the approach shot. Nice little backhand volley there. Contact point out in front. Good use of the left hand.
That one plucked out of the air impressively. Holds on for a second time, serving to stay in the set. Tie break to come.
6 jeux partout, jeu décisif.
Pretty good for an hour, hasn't it?
Great level. I mean, some great tennis from both players here. It's really, as I thought, actually, to be honest, would be a really competitive match.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the outcome of this tiebreak, Nick, I think it's fair to point out a lot of people, you know, walking around here, discussing, you know, the media centre, everything else, weren't giving Naomi Osaka much of a look in here. You're one of those who did. Felt that she had the tools to be able to trouble Swiatek, and so it's proving so far. All that, though, is just the first set tie break here, and we all know how good Swiatek is in these situations.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, one thing they wouldn't know is that when Iga did break through first on the tour, that actually spent quite a lot of time practicing with Osaka. So, going to have a mutual respect for each other.
Deux 0, Swiatek.
No, not quite finding her mark, Osaka, early on in this tie-break, as she did so well through so much of that opening set, the regular part of it. You see here, just trying to reset mentally from those first 3 points that have all gone against her.
Just remember, it's only one mini break here.
More than that now. Problems here deepening in the tie-break for Osaka.
Swiatek.
Good time and the space to go into there. No mistake from Osaka there. It's her first point of the tie-break. So good. How many different ways she can win points with that forehand? Different areas of the court. That one a bit more snappy as well, but still had the rotation, Nick. It's such an unbelievable shot that Swiatek's got, and it extends the lead into the turnaround.
Yeah, I think her forehand's a little bit unique to her, to be honest, the way she creates the power from the swing, you know, but she has that innate feel to be able to drop the racket head around the outside of the ball and impart that spin. Sometimes you think the ball's going to fly long, and all of a sudden there's so much spin on the ball that it drops down viciously.
Yeah, they've done all the data analysis on the revolutions, the RPM and everything. I mean, it's up. I mean, talk about the above. It's not just the women's game, the men's game as well. This forehand, absolutely devastating. But as you suggest, so varied as well. Anything but one-paced.
You talk about length. Swiatek just hit another line there with the forehand. Straight back at her opponent.
I love the forehand as well then, because it was so risky as well. I mean, that's what got the cover. You had to keep that in play. Absolutely ripped it. And Osaka set points. Well, yeah, you can see she's been in a fight there. She's had to save a set point, Iga Swiatek, but in truth, she ran away with the tie-break on Naomi Osaka. Set to the good. Pole to begin set number 2. Swiatek now even relaxed a little bit more at his setup. I mean, often ask the question, don't we? You know, when a player loses a set, what do they have to do differently? I mean, put that to you. I'm not sure, Osaka. It's just a case of do more of what you've been doing. I mean, there was a lot of good work in that first set from her.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably disappointed that she didn't actually win that first set. Because I mean, she was striking the ball exceptionally well, probably the best I've seen her all year. Didn't really do anything wrong, particularly, you know, a couple of unforced errors, maybe, you know, on second serve returns. That's the only thing that you would probably say, you know, just adjust the margins a little bit rather than going for flat out on those key points.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because the thing is, we've seen in the rally, and a little bit surprised actually, that sometimes she just build her way into the rally a bit more, because she's matching Swiatek there, particularly into mid-length. Still wonder longer length, though, for all the point you were making earlier. But actually, sometimes just don't look to finish it off with a winner off the return, but back yourself, get in. Get into the rally. The serve, of course, held up just about, didn't it, as well on the way through to the first set. Swiatek. Second double. Clean as a whistle.
15-40.
Well, one of the toughest shots in tennis, this one. Going over the high part of the net, down the line. She made it look easy.
Immediate chances to break in this second set for Osaka. The length. Surprising Swiatek. And there is the break here to begin the second for Osaka. I mean, it's funny if you look at it there, because the tie-break was won convincingly by Swiatek, but if you take that out of it, that's no surprise there that Osaka's gone and broken her to begin this second, because this is what she's been doing. It's back on your point again, Nick, that in terms of their games, a lot of players play eager, now already a bit overawed, taking her on. You don't get that from Osaka here.
No, and also, you know, like I said before, because they practice together a lot, they kind of, you know, she knows what to expect. She's kind of reading what she's going to do. Sometimes become a little bit predictable where she's serving. Serving a lot on key points into Osaka's body, and she's kind of anticipating that a little bit now.
First set percentage as the first set went on. Just dipped a little bit for Osaka, down into the low 60s by the end of the set. Very straightforward, and that's credit to her there. Within her comfort zone. Another winner from Osaka. Able to back up the break.
That's the perfect order of serve there for Osaka. That early break of serve.
We talked about it right at the outset, didn't we, about her seeing this being a test of where she's at, because there's been always absolutely so much interest around Naomi Osaka when she was away, maternity leave, everything else, when you're going to get back, in terms of importance to the sport, her ability, quality as a multiple major champion. In terms, I'd say, of that test, I mean, she's a set down here, because they've been asking about that, 134 in the rankings, coming back, hasn't come back maybe, some have said, as quickly. And there's a lot into that. I'd suggest it's not easy. get back immediately like that. Yeah, there have been moments. I remember, was it the quarterfinals in Doha? She beat a couple of top 20 players along the way. Beat Svitolina in Miami. But this is something else here, what she's doing here right now against Swiatek.
Well, also she's playing on a surface that really she's not that comfortable on.
Very good point, yeah.
And so, you know, you've got to take that in consideration.
Yeah, those results are mentioned, of course, on hard courts. Favoured surface. Excellent placement from Swiatek there.
15-30.
Yeah, she has taken time to kind of get back on the tour. You know, she hasn't overplayed. So in terms of, you know, matches, she's just really trying to get back into the rhythm now. She's getting into her rhythm. Iga is being taken out of her own rhythm.
Definitely. Second set here. As I say, if you take, made the point already, if you take the tiebreak out of this that Swiatek played, Osaka just carrying on here, even more so where she left off. More break points.
Well, the pole facing another break point here.
Well, it was there to be taken advantage of. Osaka certainly did that. What a response here from the Japanese to the disappointment of dropping that first set. 3-love up in the second now.
Reprise.
There's where we stand then, midway through already this second set. 2 breaks to the good, Naomi Osaka. Really taking it to the defending champion, as she did for, let's remember, most of the first set as well, bar the tiebreak. She had the set point there on Swiatek. Maybe this doesn't come as too much of a surprise. The level that she's been able to produce. And to keep that going here, Osaka. 3-love up, second set.
$15-0. Out.
Rushed a little bit again. Osaka's rally ball so good, so composed as well. Not just talked about this, of course, worth returning to. I think it's not just the pace as well, it's that assuredness in the rally ball as well from Osaka. You don't feel like she's pushing, stretching too much there. Good measure of control, Nick.
Yeah, well, you know, she's dominating at the moment. She's getting so many free points on serve. Number one, and number two is that she's hitting the ball so heavy from the back of the court, giving Egan no rhythm, no time on the ball.
Osaka.
Scuttles that through again. It's a love game.
Osaka mène 4 jeux à 0.
Look at that second set score on the defending champion. I mean, you talk about and there are not many players who've troubled Swiatek in this dominant period for her, top of the sport, but you talk about the qualities of the players who have troubled her. Marina Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, and then comparing game styles. I mean, obviously those two traditionally much more at home can play on the clay as well. But it's that ability to rush Swiatek as well. The ball strike. That's what Osaka's been doing here.
Yeah, I mean, Osaka has been doing that a lot better than Sabalenka and Rybakina so far been able to do on a clay court against Swiatek.
Yeah.
They've been able to do that on a hard court, on a faster surface, indoors, as Rybakina did in Stuttgart. And one common denominator with all three of them have got a very, very good serve.
The action was good there. That was too good for her that time. That just went on, and the angle from Swiatek so good there. And she wrapped around that. Yeah, it's that serve because, you know, it's one of the great qualities of Iga Swiatek is the quality of the return as well. Those flashing returns that she can produce. Talk a lot about the forehand, the movement, of course, all the qualities she's got. But I mean, a return game, if you can neutralise that and more, as Osaka's been doing, as you suggest, Nick, I mean, you're in business there. Oh, another one. Stand and deliver.
35.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this backhand right here. It's absolutely all the weight transferred through the shock of the weight on the front foot, racket speed through the ball. Well, not many occasions so far in this second set that Swiatek's been able to really use the dimensions of the court. And the reason being because the opponent's been taken out of her hands a little bit in terms of the speed from Osaka's racket.
Let's premier service. Jeu, Swiatek.
It's the bagel.
Osaka mène
His second
4-1.
set, but still trailing handily. Osaka at 4-1.
Reprise.
It's an hour and a half played then here, and Naomi Osaka impressing in her career into the third round here, 3 occasions. It feels like a different time though. I mean, we've referenced this a few times with giving birth, maternity leave. I think for her in general, it's been something you're picking up is, you know, absence making the heart grow fonder to an extent. You know, being away from the sport for so long. And
15-0.
embracing clay as well, I think, in that, because, you know, I talked about it earlier, they've actually missed a lot of tournaments, came here, yeah, those 3 third rounds, but never really believed in herself on the surface, even when she was a Grand Slam champion on hard courts elsewhere, Nick. But it just feels different now with her.
30-0.
Well, it is when you're serving like that, but I mean, you know, she's invested a little bit more this year. You know, you look at the schedule, a build-up to Roland-Garros. You know, she took a wild card into an event in France, in Rouen, on the clay before Madrid. She'd never done that before, you know, so she's actually spent the best part of 4 or 5 weeks playing on clay, practicing, and also playing matches.
It just seems more
40-0.
comfortable on the surface already, spending that time at Rafa Nadal's academy. Just, as we say, embracing the surface.
Merci.
This is excellent. Look at the numbers. Second set there. Just look at serve from Osaka. Even better than the opening set. Missed 2 first serves. Lost 1 point on serve in this second set so far, and is now very close to leveling up.
Well, it makes the game a lot easier when you're serving like that, I can assure you. Didn't often do that when I was playing. Well, she probably feels she can hit a winner from anywhere on the court at the moment. She's seen the ball like an absolute football.
Yeah.
Umpire will confirm that was long, of course. She didn't feel long from her racket.
No, I think felt so smooth, so sweet. Yeah, she's put it slightly long, as we can see. Slightly long, beyond, but the way she hits it as well, you say confidence oozing through the Japanese at the moment. This is akin to before giving birth and everything else, what she was doing on hard courts, winning that clutch of major titles. Performance levels. You know, we're on clay here at Roland-Garros, but you know, who can forget, I mean, the final, US Open final against Serena Williams. You know, you think of Serena through her career, the way Osaka played against her as well. She took the match out away from her. The moment here against the top clay courter in the women's game. She's doing similar right now, Osaka. No motion there from Swiatek. Oh, not just the top clay courter. You look at the body of the work. It's the best player in the women's game, in the sport, and seems a little bit powerless at times right now against Osaka.
Well, the main difference is, compared to the first set, is Swiatek's unable to try and outmaneuver Osaka on the court. She's hitting too much central, and it's heading right into the hitting zone of her opponent.
Wow. Just down to pure pressure. She's been putting her under. It's a third of the match for Swiatek. And Osaka, who had set point, remember, in the first set. 2 chances here to take this second for the Japanese. Fading away there. How often you say that of Iga Swiatek, particularly here at Roland-Garros, but it's because of what Naomi Osaka has brought in this match, and particularly in that second set. Brilliant from the Japanese to level this up. Both have had those that time off court here. They can begin now, resume. Still Guy McCree and Nick Brown taking you through this final set to come here between these 2 4-time Grand Slam champions. Osaka, brilliant so far to begin the decider. And now looking for the champion's response here from Swiatek, who honestly was outplayed in that second set. Looking to make amends here to begin with in this decider. Depth from the return there.
0-30.
Can be tricky, that, can't it? I mean, 7 minutes between sets. They're both leaving the court. I mean, there was such intensity about, has been throughout the 2 sets so far, but what Osaka had done, she'd run away with that second set. Sometimes be a bit difficult to get going again there. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it is tricky sometimes to manage that, but I mean, she kind of initiated that by going off first, Osaka, the break. Probably Swiatek would have done the same thing anyway, just to try and calm things down, give herself a little bit more time to recover, think her way out of this situation.
long time to think about that. Osaka,
15-40.
the same, would expect to have found the court there. Nowhere near. It's a gift for Swiatek there. Gives her 2 break points. Battering ram there, thumping it away to save the first of the break points, Osaka.
Yeah, sudden injection of pace on that forehand, racket speed, and just taking advantage of the shorter ball.
Égalité.
Really has served so well. Osaka. 6 aces now.
Yeah, one of the biggest serves of the match so far, 189 kilometres now, that last one.
Swiatek rewarded there for
Avantage.
getting it in play. All the same, though, Osaka might rue that.
Merci, s'il vous plaît.
For a chance to break here for the pole. First game of the decider.
That's a good pick-up from Osaka. It wasn't easy. Net cord there. Just could have put her off. Good concentration. Look at the work she got on the ball. Get around the outside of it.
S'il vous plaît, merci. Quand les joueuses sont prêtes, près de la ligne de fond, on arrête de faire du bruit. Merci. Avantage Osaka.
Finding those first serves, Osaka. Can serve that well, even against the elite returner that is Iga Swiatek. Even she can't do anything about that. Just don't see this. The world #1. Preeminent player here the last few years at Roland-Garros. And on this clay court, Osaka is able to hit through, whether it be off that serve or following up, Nick.
Well, that's a great camera angle, that last one, because you could see actually, you know, it's not just the pace, but the actual bend on the ball, the curve that she puts a little bit of slice on that first serve, catching the line.
This is, it's been interesting throughout these hour and 47 minutes, but particularly there with Swiatek having the 3 break points. You felt like, okay, this is the champion's response. She's going to lay it down here. But Osaka having other ideas. We know how much in the second set, how much Swiatek has struggled in his service games overall. So this is huge.
Yeah, this is a big game coming up in this match.
55% first serves herself for the match so far. Let's try and push that up here and the decider, Swiatek.
15-0.
Well, she hasn't had too many free points off her serve, except for that first set. Seems a long time ago now.
And push back there off the baseline. See the return from Osaka. They're flailing. How often can you say that?
40-30.
Well, this is the problem. If you serve in the hitting zone, Osaka, that is what you're going to get back with interest. That ball went straight on the racket strings there of her opponent.
So good, the setup to keep Swiatek back there on her heels, the length ball, and then able to exploit the space. Seen this a few times. Come back to it again in her career. And we've both been saying those performances against Serena, and once when she's done that, she makes the match all about herself. This is happening here on red clay at Roland-Garros against the elite female performer on it over the past few years. Makes it even more impressive. Now, Swiatek there opens up, and the shoulders.
It just shows you how good it has to be at the moment to be able to hit the winner. Desperately needs to try and get her first serve going. Some problem with the left hand at the moment, dropping the left hand on the serve. That's where she's dumping the ball on the net.
And again, just sitting there. Lack of conviction about Swiatek in that serve.
Also too predictable. We talked about a little bit like that in the second set. You know, Osaka's now starting to read it all the time. She's done that a couple of times now, looking to run round, use the inside-out forehand on the return of serve.
Yeah.
You know, Iga really needs to try and go to the body or to the forehand a little bit on that second serve, just to kind of put that seed of doubt in her opponent's mind.
Yeah, because I mean, that's previous serve was a nothing serve, really. I mean, it wasn't at the body. It's kind of, as you say, easy to skip round as well, as Osaka did. it's in the middle of the box that time. And as you pointed out, Nick, before, you can go either way there.
Avantage.
Feeding
Osaka.
that forehand strike of Osaka.
Merci.
Golden opportunity here, early in the decider for Osaka. Yeah, it's not really a surprise with the game, the way the game developed there. Osaka breaks first in the decider.
Osaka mène 2-0.
Well, you could just feel that coming once again. Osaka just relentless on the return of serve, hunting the ball down.
Hold of that.
0-15.
This has been a very difficult ride for Iga Swiatek. And again, you look at her record, not just here, you look at the record on the season overall. Just doesn't experience these sorts of matches all too often. It's worth pointing that out. She's normally the dominator. Plays the matches on her terms. Just hasn't been the case here. Even in winning that first set. Very uncomfortable.
And
now, it's a second double match for Osaka. Maybe the window of opportunity here for Swiatek. Osaka has been so focused here. Almost 2 hours. Let's take advantage there.
0-40.
Yeah, there's an opportunity of looking at a couple of second serves in this game, isn't she? That's the difference. Being able to get on the front foot.
Break back points. Three break points first game in this final set. This feels a bit different. I agree with you that Osaka's led her in here a little bit. It's the first of them rubbed out.
15-40.
Yeah, kind of lost the balance here.
I mentioned Osaka after the first round started really well against Bronzetti, and then said that she kind of got caught in the moment of it, lost her concentration in that one. She started this game, maybe just started for the first time to think about it a bit. Still, one more break point here to save. Difficult to say that because the thing is, her level's been so good as well. I mean, relative, she's missed a couple of first serves in this game. That's it. I mean, It's been so good otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, exceptional so far. Now, once again, that's the way to get yourself out of jail. Perfect first serve.
40.
No mistake here with the bounce smash.
And that's what she's done again and again, handcuffed Swiatek. And the quality of the serving.
Well, you feel if she wins this game, she might run away with this third set the way she's playing.
Avantage Swiatek.
Stepped up there. Taking it on, Swiatek.
Well, you have to say brave play, but actually you could probably feel she has to hit that kind of shot in the moment to try and win the point. That's the quality of this match.
Saves another one. And short, sharp points.
Égalité.
Predictably the bedrock for Osaka, but she's prospered in so many other areas as well on top of that.
Let second service.
It's in as well.
Avantage Swiatek.
Well, that's one of the best returns she's had all match. Stepping in, taking that nice look at that. Absolutely inch perfect.
Knocking on the door again. 5th break point of the game. It's that first serve. Finds it.
Égalité.
Yeah, even bigger serve there. 192 kilometers an hour. And down the tee.
Avantage Osaka.
Got to be so pleased with this. Memphis said, of course, was with Osaka before when she was winning those Grand Slam titles, showing everyone the amazing player that she is. But back here now, this is a real statement.
S'il vous plaît.
This is leagues above anything she's done since she's come back. Elite level performance. Now Swiatek will rue those 5 break points there that she had, including a love 40 situation to set it all off. But Osaka ends up extending the lead. 3-love in the decider now.
Naomi, she's changing her shoes, so might take a little bit more time.
Well, about staying in that moment, talked about it with her during her first round. Felt that she let her opponent back in there, but she's winning the big moments some more here. Naomi Osaka in this final set. Let's cue those concerned looks in Iga Swiatek's camp neck here. I mean, this is a huge game now. You think of the break points that Swiatek's had, broken in between that here. She's in trouble here.
Well, the momentum swing was huge. I think the last game really, for me, was the big game. You know, she had chances to break back. And, you know, Osaka was just too good, you know. And so she's got a mountain to climb right now. Serving here at love 3 in the third set.
You talked about it, about her ability to be a problem solver, to find answers. You go back to that match, for me, men's or women's side of the season. The final that she had, of course, talking about there in Madrid, 3-1 down in the decider. She's talked about it a lot, actually, Iga, about needing to... It comes down, focusing on the team there, but it does come down to you at that moment.
Of course it is. I mean, you've got to play, you know, 1 point at a time. You've got to think with clarity. You've got to still believe in what you're doing. Not easy when you look at the scoreboard. But that's what makes great champions, coming back from situations. The Sabalenka match, for me, was outstanding quality of match. And you have to say, this is similar level.
Yeah.
The difference is Sabalenka gave her quite a lot of free points in that match. You know, today, Osaka has not done that. Just the feel, the way that Osaka's been playing, this is a must-win game for Swiatek.
That's nicely picked up. With a swagger about that.
40-30.
Great combination off the backhand that time, going down the line and then just going right around the outside of that short ball. Look at the back knee on the ground, get the ball up and down.
A little more commanding there from Swiatek in that service game.
Osaka mène 3-1.
On the board in the final set, now the pole. Familiar opening to an Osaka service game there.
How many times has you served that ball today? Going out wide to the forehand.
30-0.
Come back to it again, don't we? Talk about the losses that Swiatek has taken this season, only 4 of them, but there is, as you said, through the match, some themes that you can extract, not with all of them, but players, how they've troubled her. And that's just a little bit rash there from Swiatek. Can't make an impression on the return. Too much there.
Yeah, it's frustration on that occasion.
And particularly those last couple of losses, in amongst everything else. Alexandrova and then Rybakina.
Yeah, both of them really kind of, which those matches kind of hit Swiatek off the court a little bit like Osaka's done in his second and third set so far.
It's the movement there as well from Osaka. Just terrific tennis. 4-1 the lead now, final set.
Ramasseur, s'il vous plaît, balle neuve. Osaka mène 4-1. Reprise.
Defending champion continues to be in big difficulty here. Naomi Osaka continues to be the outstanding performer. It's 2¼ hours in. Swiatek 1-4 down here, serving final set. You know the thing for me that's impressed me most about this from Osaka so far? Movement.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that last shot when she hit the running forehand on the run, I mean, that was just sensational. You know, best shots of the tournament we've seen so far. You know, you look back the way she played a few years ago and this stuff, she looked unbalanced, you know, obviously didn't feel comfortable moving on it. You see her play today, it's just like, oh my God, what a transformation. And that comes back to the point I mentioned before that, you know, in any surface you're playing, you've got to be able to play and play matches on that surface, and she's done that this year for the first time.
Yeah, again, rock solid. I kind of made the comparison, you know, a little bit in that sense. Look back at this again. I mean, how smooth she looks on the surface. I was thinking Maria Sharapova earlier in her career as well on clay, and then made that commitment mentally as well as in the time tactically with it to go, I can play on this.
Yeah.
That's what she's showing here. Well. Well. I mean, Swiatek was in all sorts of difficulty there, movement-wise. Yeah, got the feeling, didn't we, Nick, there, that had dropped in. There was a contrast there. Swiatek uncertain.
Yeah, well, that's what's happened over the last hour or so. That uncertainty has been seeded in her mind because her opponent is playing lights-out tennis. It's a real error of judgment.
Sweet as you like again.
Well, plenty of time to move around. Not flying once again, but just painted another line. Inside out one. What an angle she created there.
Oh. Well, heart would have been in the mouth a little bit there. Swiatek came up with the goods.
Well, this is an incredible reaction volley. Not quite sure she just stuck her arm out hoping the best for that one, but turned out to be an absolute peach of a volley.
There is some insecurity here now. Evident. Totally understandable. Because this is what she's been having to deal with now. 2¼ hours of this sort of quality coming at her. She's not used to this, Swiatek. Just no surprise now when she makes those. I was taken there as well. Return of serve as well. I mean, Osaka, he's lighting up on every shot here. He's all over Swiatek. It's like it's kind of like she's suffocating her here. The quality of the strike neck.
Yeah,
and everything.
Taking the time away from Swiatek completely. Just terrific shot making from Osaka.
Creates the break point here. Already a break up in this final set. Oh, it was there. Maybe hardly been able to say that from Osaka's perspective. Maybe not full on tight, but just not quite as fluid, as loose.
Yeah, just got a little bit too tight to her there. Just needed a little bit of adjustment step, but God, who are we to say? There's so many winners so far going for that shot.
Absolutely.
Avantage Swiatek.
Well, the one thing that I can assure you is that the Eagle will fight to the last ball. That's what a great competitor she is. It's one of the characteristics I saw of her when I first saw her play.
Égalité.
And she's going to need to do that more, need to keep doing that, because as we've been saying, this has been thoroughly uncomfortable for her. The quality of Osaka's performance really has got her hands full again here, just to try and stay in here in this final set. Hold on.
Avantage Swiatek.
Again, you don't have a problem with, from Osaka's perspective, with taking that on. She's made it so many times, but missing her mark on that occasion. The Japanese. How important could that be?
Well, that's the first time that she's actually changed direction on that second serve on the ad side on the whole match.
Swiatek survives that break point, stays a single break. Behind here. Could really be a big moment in this one for her.
I think these first 2 points of this next game are really big.
And she looks to start to close in here. Osaka, of course. I mean, she's got the experience to draw upon. Four-time Grand Slam champion like Swiatek. But at the same time, forgiven for a little bit nervous as it gets closer. Just because it's been a fair old while. Fair old while since she's produced this sort of performance. Fair old while since she's been in the position of being able to beat a performer, a player of the caliber of Swiatek. But she's thinking so clearly as well as delivering here, Osaka.
Yeah, she's certainly staying in the present, staying in the moment. So easy as a player just to let your mind wander. Think about how well you're playing, look at the score. Keep all those things out of your mind.
Rushes Swiatek yet again. The love game didn't blink there. Didn't flinch one bit, Osaka. Game away from the huge upset here.
reprise.
Well, everyone has thoroughly enjoyed this. A few days into Roland-Garros 2024, and this is one of the better contests, one of the better performance levels that we've been able to witness so far.
Merci.
Defending champion here, Iga Swiatek, serving to stay in the tournament. Again, as has been the case time and again, 2 hours and 26 minutes in. Naomi Osaka, the depth there, the quality, the conviction, all there in abundance.
Well, she's been absolutely relentless throughout this match. Length has been absolutely impeccable.
Now, people we've talked about it, wondered here. She's 134 in the rankings, returns beginning of the year. Why has it not happened more quickly? Well, it takes time, is what Naomi has said here. But this is the big stage, one of the biggest stages in the sport, where a 4-time major champion is announcing herself as being back, well and truly back.
Yeah, back in the game.
Living dangerously there, Swiatek. It was good.
15-30.
Well, that's how good it has to be. At the moment, against an opponent who is just on fire.
Look at that dominance there. Osaka, 2 points away.
Merci. Out. 40-30.
Swiatek holds on then. Osaka 2 points away, but no nearer.
Osaka mène 5-3.
It's now the moment of truth in this one. Osaka, who has been outstanding, particularly in her service games over these 2.5 hours. How's the nerve here when it matters most?
Yeah, that's the big question we're going to find out right now, because, like you say, haven't won so many big matches since her comeback.
What she's got, of course, is that she's done it many times before. This is someone, of course, who isn't just trying to get the biggest win of her career, first big win. This is someone who's beaten Serena Williams to win the US Open, has won multiple major titles, has delivered when it's mattered most. Pushed her into difficulty there. What you've got against her, though, here. Swiatek, you've made the point, is not going to go away here, is going to prey on any insecurity that might creep in here on the part of Osaka.
And Osaka trying to land a couple of big first serves like she'd been doing the whole match.
There have been moments for Osaka since returning. Top 20 wins, quarter-final in there. We need to say that this is far above any of that. She can, these next couple of points. Oh, it hung there. That was the chance to bring up the match points. Was that a first sign of tension?
Well, you talked about the nerves. Not easy when you're serving out for a match. Showed right there.
Just not quite the same composure there. Started really, you feel, in the previous game where she was in at 2 points away. Lacked a little bit off the ground, Osaka, and we haven't been able to say that. Swiatek is there, menacing. Chance to break back.
Well, how many times has she done that in this match? You go back behind her opponent there, the big forehand down the line.
It's just so good for the sport, isn't it, as well? Talked about in the context of the women's game. Sabalenka, Rybakina, those who can trouble Swiatek. Now, another name here coming into the conversation.
Avantage Osaka.
Another point construction that we've seen reproduced time and again by Osaka. 2 hours, 34 minutes on the clock. She's on the brink.
Égalité.
Barely contain themselves. Totally understandable. This is so good. It's not over yet.
Let premier service.
Well,
Avantage,
another missed
Swiatek.
opportunity. A good first serve once again, and ball's on her racket.
Yeah, Swiatek making a play, but as you suggest,
Merci, s'il
really
vous
all
plaît.
about Osaka there. Pole, second chance to break back. No.
Swiatek.
Defending champion is still alive here. Osaka had a match point.
Osaka mène 5 jeux à 4.
Well, you talked about it before. Osaka just tightening up, possibly serving for the match, and 3 balls in that last game. You have to say she hadn't looked like missing the whole match. All of a sudden, different perspective, and we're still playing.
And it's tough as well because she's got that sit down now to think about it as well. Move on. Could be a good thing, not sure, but has that chance to stew over it, as you say. The match point. Because Swiatek still in this somehow. Well, you can build matches up. Talked about this being on paper. Current world #1 against a former world #1, 4-time Grand Slam champions going head to head. And these matches, naturally, I mean, it's sport, can disappoint. This has been anything but a disappointment. This has been superb. And Naomi Osaka had a match point, remember, serving for it. Talk about her maybe tightening up, but at the same time, give Iga Swiatek some credit here as well. The way she's hung in this so far.
Merci.
Well, it's part of her character, it's in her DNA when she's competing. It's fighting to the last point.
It's good length there from Swiatek.
30-0.
And this is the ball that just inside the line. Just put Osaka off a little bit with that forehand down the line.
Merci.
Doing a good job so far here. Swiatek of serving, remember, serving to stay in this still, despite breaking back. Oh, then that though. She was upset. She's suggesting by something there, Swiatek.
30-15.
Yeah, there was a couple of shouts from the crowd, I think, the moment she was going to hit that ball. Orally taught again, just appealing for calm, shouting out in the middle of the points. Tough situation because everyone's so gripped in this. Just lacking a little bit of execution in recent times here, Osaka, by the very high standard she set through the match.
Merci.
The execution was spot on there.
40-30.
Back to normal business. Osaka, once again, catching the line. That follow through. Tremendous. Well, a little bit fortunate with the net core here. And his backhand, the top of the net.
Yep. Helping it on its way through. Nothing Swiatek could do. 2 points away again. She's had a match point. Going on in that head right now as well, trying to just stay in the moment, Osaka. Just as you look at it now, the last few games, 30 all, then the match point in the previous game, now at deuce. Just compared to the amazing standard she set, a little bit of lack of clarity creeping in there, totally understandable. Swiatek claws the way back here. Talk about a dig.
Well, she's just come back from the brink because she was being totally outplayed in the second and third set. Somehow has found a way back in the match to level things up here. 5-all in the third.
Turning into a thriller, this.
Merci.
There's the look. Osaka, of course, in this final set, still edging it in terms of points won, but the recent movement from Swiatek. In the last 3 games off Osaka. Osaka's been in all of those, though. Has had the match points sandwiched in there. He's trying to make herself not think about any of that right now here. Very difficult to do. A little adjustment there.
15.
Yeah, she did well here, because a little bit of a miss hit on the return. The ball landed short, but able to skip up to that one, just drop the racket head underneath the ball.
That will please her so much as well. Managed to get out of where she's been handcuffed so often in those short exchanges off the serve. She managed to extend the point. Got a reward.
Yeah, once again, incredible defense. Stretched out wide before. We're able to turn that point around once again.
Seventh ace. Timely for Osaka.
Yeah, beautiful action. Spoke about Iga's serve, and Osaka's serve completely different, much more conventional. Great rotation, good extension. Gets the racket in a beautiful throwing position.
The gesture from Osaka here. Swiatek, not much from her there. Osaka she was just gesturing, just calm, calm.
Yeah, it looked like she's trying to change her mind, pull the trigger a little bit too early, go down the line off that ball when the ball was low.
Sweeps it away to save the break point here, Osaka.
Yeah, return once again wasn't really good enough, a little bit too short.
Second of the game. It's just a beautiful motion, isn't it? As you've broken it down technically. Doesn't break down as well in the key moments. That one, though, was a little bit more in the slot. Swiatek keeps this game going, keeps it going on and extending.
Well, keeps asking the question. Putting more pressure on their opponent.
Merci. Avantage Osaka. Mesdames et messieurs, par respect pour les joueuses, merci de ne pas annoncer la balle faute pendant le jeu. Nous avons des juges de ligne pour ça. Merci.
Really talked yet again, appealing for calm. Just thinking about the tussles that Swiatek has been involved in this season, there aren't many. As we said already, she's only lost 4 matches. But here, I mean, you think of the Australian Open, came through against Danielle Collins. Talked about the Madrid final, that classic, we think the best match of the season so far. And this could end up being, could argue, could go right up with it.
Well, this is right up with that standard of play from both players.
Definitely suggests that deserves a deeper dive and analysis, actually, between the two of them. That Madrid final was just outstanding, but this is really good as well. Osaka goes begging it there inside the baseline. Goes down as a hard to take one for the Japanese there.
Yeah, just went for a little bit too much. A little bit more spin. Control would have been enough because she actually wrong-footed her opponent there. And for the second time in this game, Swiatek has a break point.
Wow.
Swiatek.
How costly could that be?
Swiatek mène 6 jeux à 5.
What a turnaround here. 4 games in a row for Swiatek. She'll serve for it shortly.
Reprise.
Oh, this has been quite something, hasn't it? 2 hours and 53 minutes. Iga Swiatek somehow got herself into this position. Naomi Osaka's had a match point. She led 5-2. But now needs to break the pole here. She's going to keep this going. Swiatek serving for it. Now, immediately down, already taught here to have a look at this one. Whoa! That is a big moment there. Serving for it. Thought she got the first point, Swiatek.
Rejouer le point, replay the point.
Couldn't have been much closer, could it? Point to be replayed here.
Merci, s'il vous plaît.
Ken here looking to serve it out. Swiatek, come back to that remodeled service action. How does it hold up under the highest levels of pressure? She aborted the ball toss there before going on to lose the point.
Well, she's been having a little bit of trouble with the ball toss the whole set, hasn't it? I have to say, that is a complete gift at this stage of the match.
153 Ks that serve from the pole. Osaka unable to capitalise on it.
Maybe she was giving it a slow ball.
And you think of, and talked about it, the difficult moments Swiatek's had in this season. There haven't been many. Collins at the Australian Open, that second round, she was a set and a breakdown, 4-1 down in the final set, found a way. against an inspired opponent. The Madrid final, down 3-1 in the decider to Sabalenka, found a way. Oh, and is she finding a way here? How good was that? Osaka giving it everything at her there. Sensational angle at that moment from Swiatek.
Well, that's one of the best backhands she's hit the whole match. Amazing to be able to create that shot in that situation.
2 match points. Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, survives an unbelievable scare there. Naomi Osaka has announced herself as coming back here. She had a match point, but Swiatek showing that steel, that commitment, that resolve to come back from 5-2 down in that deciding set. 5 games in a row, a 3-hour thriller. The title defense just about rolls on.
Well, an incredible display, because for most of the match, she has to be totally outplayed from her opponent. Osaka played an incredible match.
Naomi, Osaka.
It takes the accolades from the crowd as she leaves court. Philippe Chatrier.
Yeah, also a 4-time Grand Slam champion, of course, and that was some performance. She was so close to causing the massive shocker.